everybody. Welcome to Marble Hill 225 Neighborhood and You. And this is a show where it's about you and the neighborhood, your community, people around it, your environment. This is all about that community in Marble Hill, off of 225th Street, all the way up to like 242nd, the Marble Hill, Riverdale, Kingsbridge neighborhood. So it's about you, your achievements, what you've done. We like to hear about the good things that you have done in the past and also are about to do in the future. And the focus is on the good, because so many times when we watch the news or read the newspapers, the highlights are about bad things, and we know enough about crime and bad things going on, but we need to hear more of the good things that are happening in our community, the achievements that people have made throughout our community, and people that we know and love throughout our lifetime growing up. We want to share that in our community. So again, thank you for joining in to Marble Hill 225 Neighborhood and You. Just want to say we're thankful for surviving this last year, these past few months. We're thankful for all that God has given us and what he's still yet about to do for us, because he's always in the blessing stage. We're just thankful to use what he has given us to the best of our ability. Amen. So just remembering to give thanks all times, every day, because every day is a new day with new happenings and new things going on. You forget about the past, not too much, but focus on that day, focus on the future, and good things should happen. And also remember, one of my themes also is love thy neighbor as you love yourself. And you have to love yourself, okay? Love yourself, and then you can help begin to love your neighbor and your community. Well, I just would like to review some things that has happened in our community within the last few months since you've last seen the show when it aired. And I believe we survived the winter pretty good. We didn't have that many snowstorms going on. There was always a little tease about big snowstorms. We might have had one or two, but it wasn't that bad. If you were really here back in the days in the 70s and early 80s, and even before that, when we had real snowstorms, snows on top of snows before they even melt away, those were real snowstorms, okay? But our winters are kind of mild right now. So thankfully we survived that. But going into the month of May was pretty exciting, and a lot of things start happening because spring is here. Things are opening up, things are blooming, exciting holidays are happening. And just to start with Mother's Day, we celebrated Mother's Day at our church at St. Stephen's, one of the local churches in the neighborhood of Marble Hill, because we have several there. And at St. Stephen's Church, we celebrated Mother's Day. Our theme was Mothers Are Household Shepherds, because we know mothers, they take care of everything. They take care of a lot. They nurture, they feed, they guide, they clothe, they teach you. That's why we call them household shepherds, because like a shepherd is to a sheep, mothers are that to their children and all members of the household. And what we do at St. Stephen's United Methodist Church is located off of 228th Street and Broadway. We allow people to buy a bouquet of flowers, and what we do, we put those flowers on the altar, and we call them flowers at the altar. And we order those flowers from our local florist. His name is Orlando. His florist shop is Zender, right off of 225th Street and Broadway. He's been there for over like 30 years, part of the neighborhood. We buy our flowers from him. We ordered them. People will write in memory the name of that person that they want to keep in memory. If they pass away, it's a memorial. If they're still living, it's in honor of that person. And we put the names on those flowers, on those bouquets, and we place them at the altar, and they're there for the entire service. After service, people are allowed to pick up their bouquet of flowers so that they may either keep them or pass them on to their loved ones. Their mothers, their grandmothers, their aunts, those moms who stand in as mothers, neighbors, and relatives and friends who stood in as moms. We give them thanks. We glorify them. And also mothers-to-be, we can't forget about them. We show them a little recognition and love as well. So that's what we did for our Mother's Day. And then afterwards, if those wanted to stay and have a little food, eat a little something, or people went out after Mother's Day. And we know that's a big day of the year. One of the most celebrated holidays throughout the year, right behind Thanksgiving. Okay, so now after Mother's Day, the next day we have a food pantry, and we call it the pop-up food pantry at St. Stephen's Church. And we've had that food pantry in operation since the pandemic, because COVID started right around March, April in 2020, and we began to distribute food to people in the neighborhood, and we're very thankful for all of the organizations, food groups that donate food to us, that keep us on their list. We're able to hand out food and distribute it to the people who need the food, and we do it every other Monday. So I believe, every other Monday at 3:00 p.m., people begin lining up. Actually, the volunteers, we start packing the food. It's a very tremendous operation to put together, receiving the food delivered, putting it together in bags ready for distribution. And we give out over at least 150 bags. A couple of times we gave out 193 bags. Sometimes we even gave out like over 200 bags. And these bags are full. We have fresh produce, fruit. We have dry goods such as spaghetti, macaroni, canned goods, corn muffin mix. We have cereal sometimes, peanut butter, jelly. We have a variety of different foods that go into these bags. The shopping bags aren't enough. People have to bring their grocery carts to come to receive all the food that we give. And we're just so thankful that we're able to give. And people are blessed and they are thankful for it. Because, now in 2024, shopping in the supermarket, food prices have escalated tremendously. People go in and complain and said, I come out with just a few items and my bill is like $100 or close to $100. And that's a lot for food, especially feeding a family of 2, 3, or 4. That's a big food bill. So we're glad that we're able to help cut some of that food bill costs for some of these people that come and receive our food. At least they can utilize that money that they would have spent on food to other areas in their household needs, other bills that they have to meet. And especially during Thanksgiving, we had such a tremendous distribution. People donated turkeys to us, whole chickens, chicken parts, meat. Everybody that came to our church, we gave out over 250 bags to 250 families. Every family was able to leave with a piece of meat, because some people didn't want the whole turkey. They said, no, it's just me. I don't need the turkey. Give me the chicken parts. But everybody was able to leave with either chicken, turkey. We had fixings. We had collard greens. We had vegetables. We had broccoli. We had carrots, potatoes, onions, cornmeal for cornbread. We had cranberry sauce. We had all the fixings for a Thanksgiving dinner. So just letting you know some of the things that are happening at our church, St. Stephen's, in that neighborhood, servicing the community. And we're very thankful that we receive these donations from other people in other communities. There's a church and other organizations in Riverdale and Kingsbridge that help distribute food to our location. That way we're able to give this food out. So we're very thankful for that. And see, we're really an intermediary between receiving the food and giving out the food to those who need, okay? So we also have some upcoming summer events happening in Marble Hill, in the Kingsbridge area. And I'm sure it's summertime now. You want to find something to do for yourself and also for your children. And if you're not sure what to do, you can go to your local churches, you go to local community centers, go to the libraries. Sometimes they have flyers and information on what's happening for the summer for the children, and so also for adults and our seniors, because you don't want to be stuck in the house all the time throughout the summer. Get up, get out the house, walk around, get some exercise, and go to some of these events that's happening in the neighborhood. With us, we're having our VBS, which is VBS, Vacation Bible Study, Bible School. And what that is similar to day camp. A lot of kids go to a camp, a daily day camp in the summer. We at the churches, we call it Vacation Bible Study, because we do a study of the Bible to know Jesus, to understand God. We do a little half-hour of teaching of the Bible. They come in the morning. We start with them about 9 o'clock with breakfast, give them a little prayer. We have a little circle. The children talk about things, and then we go into a little study. Then we have a little exercise based on what we learn. We have activities for the kids. We have exercise for the kids. Yeah, inside exercise. Kids need to exercise also. And we make it fun, you know, Simon says do this, Simon says do this, Simon says do this, Simon says do this. We do all kinds of variety of exercises with the kids, and they enjoy it, they love it. We have a lunch, we fix lunch, we have nutritional help with the lunch to make sure that we have the proper balanced meals for our kids for lunch and for breakfast, and or we take them to the local public school. Because public schools in the summertime, certain ones do give out free lunch. So either we provide the lunch for the kids or we take them to the school, walk them to the school, which is only 2 blocks away from the church, and walk them to get lunch, come back. Sometimes they take a nap. We have more exercises, activities, arts and crafts, you know, scientific little arts and crafts. So the kids really have a good time when they come join the VBS. And the parents have to fill out a permission slip. You'll see the flyer at the end of the show, and this is what the flyer looks like. And we began posting them around the neighborhood in certain buildings, in certain supermarkets, certain stores. And we start at ages 5 to 12. The program is from 9 to 3 o'clock, Monday through Friday for 2 weeks. And we have permission slips and forms that you can fill out the application if you want to drop your kid off for 2 weeks with us and have fun with us. At least once every week, because we're there for 2 weeks, one day out of each week, we take them out on a field trip. And sometime it might be to the local library. Sometime we might take them up to Wave Hill or to Van Cortlandt Park, or we might take them to the library for a tour. And we have a lot of fun with our kids. So you can either call me at the end of the show, I can forward that information, or you can call St. Stephen's United Methodist Church, or come up to the church yourself and visit us. We have that information ready for you. Other events we have going on in the summertime, you might have it in your local neighborhoods also, gardens. Gardens are a great source of activity. We have a garden behind our church. In some neighborhoods, you might see where they might have a little greenhouse, or they might have patches in between buildings where they set up a garden. Some of the neighbors are growing, like some of my neighbors are growing tomatoes and green peppers, red peppers. I saw eggplant. I saw, what did I see? I saw greens. I saw, some people are growing spices and herbs, cilantro and other different oregano, other different types of spices and herbs. And then some people, depending on their culture, know what type of vegetables to plant. So gardening is very therapeutic. It's a very good source of relaxation for people because, you know, you're taking care of something else, okay? Your mind is focused on taking care of the soil, planting the seeds, watching growth. When you see growth, you get excited. You're looking for the buds, and you're sharing that with the other gardeners on the items on which they're growing. And this neighborhood gardening, I understand, is part of a bigger picture. There's a bigger organization that they come around and they look at different gardens, and there's contests depending on the gardens, the fruit that they grow. So gardening is very good, you know, and if you see your local garden, you know, stop, look at it. If you're able to join and help out, do so. Like I said, it's very relaxing, very therapeutic, and it's about growth, and you can also eat the food that you grow. What better way to get your own vegetables and fruit, right? One of the gardens had a peach tree, and that was very amazing. Some gardens I've seen had the grapevine. So gardening is very fun at this time of the year, okay? And speaking about food, we had a nutritionist. Her name is Tina, and this is who she is. And Tina, she is a Bronx registered dietitian. And you might have seen her on Bronx 12 News because she has been going around to different areas, different communities, and doing the same type of tour and guide that she did with us in our neighborhood in Marble Hill. Some of the people met at the church, and we walked up to Stop and Shop, which is located on 234th and Broadway, and we gathered there. We walked the 5 blocks there, and Tina gave some good shopping tips. She showed us how to shop in the produce section. She explained to us the variety of vegetables and the fruit. And even now during the summer times, the one question that she asked a lot of people, how do you stay hydrated during these hot days? Well, people will say, I drink a lot of water. That's the common, most average answer. But what Tina does also, she shares with us those type of fruits and vegetables that are good for hydration, such as watermelon, cucumbers, iceberg lettuce. She names some more fruits and vegetables that are very good for us to eat during these summer months to cool us off on the inside. This way you don't have to be bloated and drink so much water. People say I have to drink about 8 glasses a day, okay, 8 bottles of water a day. It depends on you individually, how much water you have to drink for your body content. So consult a dietitian, a nutritionist, see your doctor, and see what good food groups are good for you, So she showed us that in Stop and Shop, even how to read the labels on certain, breads, grams of breads, what's good for this, what's good for us, what's not good. So, it's very helpful, okay? And she has a website. You'll see it on a flyer, or you can check out the credits at the end of the show. And then also, just to go forward, we also celebrated Father's Day. We did the same thing as Mother's Day. What was that? Flowers on the altar. We do the same thing for fathers. And then throughout the neighborhood, in certain parks, I saw people were having picnics for the fathers. Because in Mother's Day, the weather's still a little chill. Most of the time they go out to dinner or see a play or stay inside. But Father's Day, because it's June, most of the activities are outside. So we saw a lot of parks being filled with people gathering. One group of guys I know, Aaron and his team and his brothers, they always do it annually on 234th and Bailey Avenue. They have gathering, fun, games, basketball, DJ, activities, and all of the above. Here's another activity I want to show that we're doing in Marble Hill, and it's called Healthy Communities Summer Series. And what this is, starting in the end of June, going throughout the month of July, they have different activities for our seniors. And, you can come and join, like from 2 to 3 o'clock, they have community activities. From 3 to 4 o'clock, they have a nutritionist specialist, which I joined the other day. She made a nice little drink, a smoothie. She explained the ingredients in that smoothie, the healthy tips about it. Then from 4 to 5, they had a dance workshop. They were outside in the park. They were dancing. She showed them different steps and different varieties of music and dance steps. So these are some things going on in the community that you can join together. You can go by yourself, knock on your neighbor's door, say, hey, come on, let's go out and have some fun today. So this is fun in the summertime, and healthy events in the summertime. We had Columbia Presbyterian come, Montefiore come, and give tips and advice to our people on certain topics as we need to hear about them, okay? So these are just some activities that we do throughout the summer. And also, one of the things that was at the Healthy Community was a young lady. Her name is Brandy Cochran. She was the one who gave us the smoothies. She's a certified plant-based chef, and she wrote this booklet. And it's like about a 10-page booklet on the different varieties of food and recipes and different berries and the benefits of the berries. And she made one smoothie drink. It was a post-workout, and she used unsweetened almond milk. She used bananas, and she used almond butter and dates. And when she finished that drink was very delicious. all natural ingredients, all natural sweeteners, and it was very good. And on the other side of her page, she gives the benefits of all the items that she uses in the smoothies. So she's also a health consultant. So come out to these workshops and get a little education on stuff. You might know some stuff like I thought I knew, but there was always room for questions and additional information. So we have fun with this in the summertime. There are things you can have fun in the summertime and that you're already doing. If you would like to share, you can call or email me at to my website. You will see my email address at the end of the show. And it's not always just restricted to the Marble Hill, Riverdale, Kingsbridge community, because we are, like we say here, it's said a lot, Bronx strong. It's about the Bronx too. Best borough out of all 5 boroughs, okay? I say that because I lived most of my life here in Marble Hill, a good 50-something years of my life here in Marble Hill, and I'm thankful for everything that it provided for me. School teachings, there was always libraries, there was fun things to do. But I just want to jump over to the other side of the Bronx, and in June, there was an organization called the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. And what this organization does is that they recognize people or basketball players that grew up in the Bronx, played excellent basketball in the Bronx, be it high school, college. Some went on to the NBA, some went to the CBA, some went over to the in other countries to play. And this organization recognizes these players that are Bronx born. And one of the players that they recognized recently, 2 weeks ago, was Tiny Nate Archibald. And we know that Nate Archibald played on the Boston Celtics professional ball for a long, long time. And I believe even his banner was retired and raised up in the banners. So now they recognize Tiny Nate Archibald over there in his home court where he grew up at in Patterson Projects. That's located on 143rd and Morris Avenue. And what they did, they repainted the basketball court, the ground. They redid the baskets, put new nets up. They wrote his name there. They rededicated that basketball court to Tiny Nate Archibald, because that's the court he grew up on. That's the court he played on, playing basketball. You know, people are familiar with watching him on that court. So that took place a few weeks ago. I don't have pictures here, but you could go on the website of the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame and see it on their website, the pictures of the little ceremony they had that Saturday of renaming the court. Okay, so now, what else? Marble Hill 225, we're just going to continue going throughout the neighborhood, recognizing the good that people did. We have a lot of graduates in our area, you know, young people graduating from elementary school, going to middle school going to high school. And we want to focus on our youth because they are our future, the generations coming up behind us. And if we think about it, those generations are going to be the ones really taking care of us, taking care of society, in the forefront, supposed to be leaders. So we have to look out for our youth. We have to really mentor them the right way and show by example, okay? And in the beginning of the show, I started by saying, love thy neighbor. Because as you know, as a minister, as a pastor in my church, we do teach love, we do teach unity. And one of the scriptures are, brethren, isn't it wonderful to see how everybody can gather together in unity? Unity is the strength of your community. And when we are united together, the community can thrive and it can grow. And we put all barriers aside. Everybody is the same because everybody's blood bleeds red. So we're all the same. We treat each other with love, with kindness, and we have joy with one another. So when we strengthen ourselves, we can do more as a united community than just being segregated by ourselves. So we're to share, to help one another, to grow in love, and help raise our children together and be a good example to them. So if you have anything enlightening you want to share, you can come to the church, see me, Joyce Taylor. You can share it with somebody else online or shoot me a text. And I would love to feature and show the good that is in our community. Again, this is Marble Hill, 225 Neighborhood and You. So we're just thankful to be able to share everything that goes on in this community. And it's a thriving community. I'm sure wherever you grew up at, you love your community. There's good things in your community that you can talk about. When we get together at those barbecues and family reunions, we always talk about the good things that we have. We talk about the good times that we have. We could always reminisce about good things. So let's reminisce and go forward with the good that's going on in Marble Hill 225 Neighborhood and You. Well, I just want to say thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you or tune in to the next show, okay? God bless, peace, and love.